Alright mate, here's your Liverpool-style Scouse translation. Like a proper local fan would say it. You won't believe what's been going down behind the scenes at Liverpool this transfer window. And the board's made moves that really messing with the fans' hearts. Florian Wirtz is coming in strong, no doubt about it. But it don't stop there. Milos Kerkez is finally about to be the newest Red. Just a few bits left to sort before he signs. I'll tell YA all about it. And get this, there's a proper Premier League star who's already said, I want to wear red and play alongside Salah and Wirtz. Madness, right? Today's been mental, but we've got people leaving too. Darwin Núñez is close to saying goodbye, and I'll fill you in on where he's headed. And to top it off, after 8 years of glory and history in the red shirt, just like our man Arnold, our legend's also heading out, and his next stop might be Spain. Which club? I'll tell you that in a sec. Hold tight, cause now you're gonna find out what's really behind this bombshell that could change everything for the Reds. I'll spill all the details right now, but before that, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and help us hit that 1,000 subs target. Smash that bell, cause our reporter Andre's got all the juicy info coming your way right now.
Right, lad, listen up. According to Ben Jacobs, the Liverpool Football Club just dropped a massive bomb on this transfer window. Proper shook the whole football world, it did. The Reds board went all in and snagged Florian Wirtz, that young German midfielder, only 22 years old, who swapped Bayer Leverkusen for Anfield. And mate, this signing's set to be a real game changer. You know that move that separates the big clubs from the proper legendary ones? That's exactly what Liverpool did. They put the cash, the plan, and the famous red shirt on the table and ripped Wirtz right out of the Bundesliga without blinking. We're talking €136 million, the biggest spend Liverpool's ever made in their whole history. And it ain't just about the lad's talent, it's about knowing he's gonna be the maestro leading the Liverpool symphony. While some clubs keep chasing names and flash every season, Liverpool shows once again we're about tradition and a winning mindset. No endless rebuilding nonsense, no faffing about with fads. We go for the best, and Wirtz is one of them. And if you reckon he's just another player, you're wrong, mate. The German's wage says it all, £10 million a year, and that could jump to 13 if he does what we all know he's gonna do, wreck defences, rack up assists and lift trophies in our famous red shirt. That makes him the third highest earner in the squad, just behind the Pharaoh Salah and the Rock Van Dijk. Getting that level at 22, that's not for just anyone. That's for a player with guts, with the will to make history. Now think about it, lad. Salah on one side, Gakpo or Núñez on the other, and in the middle, Wirtz, calling the shots, finding space where no one else can see it, feeding the strikers right in front of goal. This isn't just any signing. This is a player set to lift Arne Slot's side to a whole new level. Slot's hungry, he's got fresh ideas, and now he's got a modern number 10 in his hands. Wirtz is gonna be the brain of this new era. With crazy vision, smarts in the final third, quick feet, and versatility, he can play central, out wide, or even false nine. Everything a modern gaffer dreams of. Everything the fans crave. And everything our rivals fear most. And between you and me, you can almost feel the panic set in down Manchester. While they are worried about keeping their manager, dodging punishments, or holding on to players who want to leave, Liverpool's building an elite army. A team ready to fight for the Premier League, the Champions League, and anything else that comes our way. The message is clear, Liverpool didn't come here to mess about. And anyone doubting better brace themselves when Wirtz starts bossing games at Anfield with the same cold-blooded style he showed in Germany. So tell me, mate, are you ready to see the new king of Liverpool's midfield lead us all the way to the next Champions League? Right, mate. According to that international portal, the biggest shocker at Anfield right now has a name. Darwin Núñez might be packing his bags soon. That's right, Reds fan. The buzz all over European football is that Napoli, now under Antonio Conte's command, is coming in hard for our Uruguayan striker. They want Darwin to partner up front with none other than Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah, the Belgian maestro who might also be making his way to Italy, ready to create a lethal duo in Serie A. Napoli's already chatting with Darwin's representatives, trying to get ahead of the pack and planning a bid that'll keep Liverpool's board up at night. They know it won't come cheap, around €60 million, but they believe Darwin's style fits Conte's tactics like a glove. The club's made it clear, Darwin is their top priority, and things might heat up in the coming days. Now, if you think it's just talk, hold on. The truth is, Darwin's a fighter, full of grit, power, and heart. But since joining Liverpool in 2022, he's struggled to find consistent form. Last season, just 7 goals and 7 assists. Some flashes of brilliance, sure, but plenty of ups and downs too. And in a team like ours, which fights for every trophy, that inconsistency really stands out. With Arne Slot's arrival and a likely squad shake-up underway, the club is looking at some strategic sales, and Darwin could be on that list, helping balance the books and clear space for fresh faces. There are clubs from Saudi Arabia and across Europe circling, but the hottest interest right now comes from Napoli. Now just imagine Darwin Núñez, bought at a premium to terrorise Premier League defences, lining up for a European rival, with De Bruyne pulling the strings and serving up those perfect passes. Liverpool's management will have to be sharp, or they risk strengthening a direct contender in the next Champions League. So, Reds faithful, what's your take? Is it time for Darwin to move on? Or do you still believe he can finally explode in form and lead the charge for Liverpool? Right, mate. According to Ben Jacobs, Liverpool ain't slowing down one bit this transfer window. And if you thought snagging Florian Wirtz was the big move, think again. There's another name about to light up Anfield. Milos Kerkez is on the brink of becoming the latest Red. That's right, Reds fans. Arne Slot, who's come in with fire and a clear game plan, has given the full green light for the board to get busy in the market. And the next signing is basically done. The young Hungarian left-back, just 20 years old, currently at Bournemouth, is set to don the famous red shirt. The deal's in the final stages, with Liverpool ready to splash around €40 million, putting him among the biggest buys of the season. The directors have tied up loose ends with the English rivals, and the official announcement should drop next week. Kerkez isn't coming to take a back seat. He's expected to battle for a starting spot and, if the buzz is true, he's here to take over the left flank from Andrew Robertson, who looks set to say goodbye soon. And listen, this isn't just any gamble. The coaching staff's plan is crystal clear. Bring in fresh blood, energy, speed, strength, and intensity, all the ingredients Slot wants to inject into the squad. Kerkez ticks every box. He plays with personality, never shies away from the action, defends aggressively, and knows how to push forward. Under Slot's guidance, he's set to grow even more. While some rivals are still dithering about selling or renewing with aging stars, Liverpool's moving fast, thinking about now and the future. Wirtz came in to boss the midfield, and now Kerkez is about to shore up the defence. That's the kind of move that tells you Liverpool's not just here to hold on to the Premier League crown. They are aiming to dominate Europe too. And between you and me, mate, moves like this only strengthen our march towards more silverware. So here's the question for you. Do you reckon Milos Kerkez has what it takes to be the new king of Liverpool's left-back? Or would you rather stick with Robertson for one more season? Alright La, according to Indicator News, Liverpool's just gone and taken the lead in a proper dogfight with the European giants. And the name on everyone's lips is none other than Alexander Isak, the Swedish goal machine from Newcastle, who's been tearing up the Premier League with his cool finishing. That's right, Reds fans. The dramas had some heavy hitters. Barcelona, PSG, Arsenal all wanted a piece. But guess what? Isak's picked Liverpool. The 25-year-old's already told his agent. He wants to play at Anfield, rock that red shirt, and line up alongside Mohamed Salah and Florian Wirtz, the latest star signing that's got everyone buzzing. Truth is, Liverpool had their eye on Newcastle's number 14 for months, and now that Isak himself wants it, this deal's looking proper real. But it won't come cheap, mind. He's tied to Newcastle until 2028, and to pry him loose, Liverpool's got to cough up big time. The talks are around £120 million, about 887 million Brazilian reals, but Newcastle ain't making it easy. They are holding out for at least €150 million, maybe even pushing up to €180 million, over £1 billion reais. They see Isak as central to their plans. This lad's played 42 games this season, bagged 27 goals and laid on 6 assists. He's the kind of striker who steps up when it matters, doesn't choke on the big stage, takes responsibility when the pressure's on. But let's be real, when the player's keen, things get moving. Isak's made it clear, he wants in with the Reds. He wants to be part of Arne Slot's new project, chase trophies, be a key figure in a proper giant club. And let me tell YA, that ain't easy to find anywhere else in Europe. If Liverpool pulls this off, they'll have a fearsome front three. Salah on the wing, Wirtz pulling the strings, and Isak leading the line. A monster on the right, a genius in midfield, and a lethal finisher up front. That's a team ready to take on anyone, anywhere. So, I gotta ask YA, lad. Do you reckon Alexander Isak's the one to lead the Reds' attack and take Liverpool back to the very top of Europe once again? Alright La, Here's the latest from Diario AS, and it's a proper bittersweet one for us Reds. The era of one of Liverpool's finest fullbacks is coming to a close. After 8 seasons full of unforgettable titles and relentless runs down the left at Anfield, Andrew Robertson is giving the nod to suit up for Atletico de Madrid. Yeah, you heard right. Our number 26 is gearing up to say his goodbyes. This news dropped right after the big signing of Milos Kerkez, that young Hungarian fullback snapped up from Bournemouth for a hefty fee. No surprises there. Kerkez's arrival was the clear signal that Liverpool's deep into a fresh rebuild, focused on youth, energy, and a new style under Arne Slot. Robbo, now 31, knows the time's come to close his glorious chapter at Anfield. And let me tell you, mate, you can't talk about him without thinking of every last-ditch tackle, every pinpoint cross, and that never-say-die attitude he's carried onto the pitch, always. He was key in Klopp's machine, part of the squads that won the Premier League, Champions League, World Club titles, a true icon of our victorious era that put Liverpool back on top. But time waits for no one, right? The coaches and the board agree it's time for a fresh pair of legs. Kerkez brings that raw energy, the stamina to run up and down the pitch all game long, something Robbo just can't do at the same level anymore. Still, Robbo didn't fade quietly. He clocked 45 games last season, was a starter in the title-winning campaign, and even without goals, he dished out 2 assists and racked up over 3,300 minutes on the pitch. Now, it's down to Liverpool and Atletico to sort out the transfer. Robbo's got a contract until June 2026 and he's still got value. Transfermarkt reckons he's worth around 18 million euros. That's roughly 113 million Brazilian reals. And you know Simeone, he's already made it clear he wants Robbo in his squad, and that Liverpool's board might have to move fast to get the deal done. Truth is, mate, Liverpool isn't just selling a player here. We're saying goodbye to one of the emotional pillars in the dressing room, a warrior who's always been the heartbeat of the stands on the pitch. So here's the question for you, passionate Reds fan. Do you reckon it's time for Robertson to move on? Or do you think he's got enough gas left in the tank for another season at Anfield?